Bahia has always been a popular destination for wealthy Ecuadorians along the northern coast. In the last 20 years, two things have really changed this town. One was the bridge to San Vicente. That really opened up the region. But sadly, number two, the 2016 earthquake, 7.8, the greatest natural disaster in the history of Ecuador. It really impacted the entire Manabí province, also Esmeraldas, and over a dozen buildings were severely impacted here. Now, 6 years later, Bahia is actually an example of a town that is able to come out of it. So some of the buildings were demolished and new condos were actually built along the waterfront. However, there are still some that need to either be demolished or be rebuilt. But this is really an example of a beach town that is moving on. And it is so beautiful here and worth visiting. Now, the type of restaurants that we usually look for are a little bit more local, less touristy. It's also the middle of the week, which means a lot of the restaurants in Bahia are closed. Thankfully, we were able to come over the bridge. It's a quick 2 minutes, and we're in San Vicente. San Vicente was dramatically changed by the bridge because it had so many more people accessing it. So while it was a couple of blocks before, after the bridge, it became this huge developing place. It's gorgeous. And there's so much construction, so in fact you can hear there's a lot of noise, and I have construction in front of me and to the side of me, but it's really offered the local people a new opportunity and a reason to stay here. We are at Cafeteria de Tonito. So it is a bakery and a cafeteria. It's been around here for a while. They've got great baked goods, but also there's so much traditional Ecuadorian food here. We're so excited. If you can believe it, we're actually going to try a bolón we've never had before, longaniza, which is a long sausage. And you're thinking, why would you try like a sausage bolón on the coast? And that's because this area is also known for cattle raising, animal raising, and they are known for artisanal sausages. So we're going to try that. These guys are also known for a fantastic pan de yuca, so cannot pass that up. And just because it's here, we're also going to try a hallaca. All right, so the bolón de longaniza came with an egg. It's $3. This I've never seen before. I've had bolón with cheese, with chicharrón, with fritada, with pork, with shrimp, but I've never seen it with longaniza. It is really good. So this is the longaniza, which gives it this like porky, salty flavor. I don't think there's any cheese in here. Maybe a little bit of cheese, but not too cheesy. It falls apart and it's just really tasty. Almost like a breakfast hash. It's really that kind of like homey flavor. All right, so this is the ají. Very common on what's on the coast. It has some onions, some carrots, some herbs in there. It's almost like a pickled vegetable mix. I would say it's on the hotter side, not too hot. You can definitely feel it burn. Vinegary, but not too vinegary. It's actually really nicely balanced. I put a lot on there. I think I definitely just put too much on. And special shout out to this place because it doesn't have instant coffee. You can actually get pasado. Well, that's what we thought it was, but it's a little bit different, similar to what I shared in the Progresso video. So what happens is you get a mug of hot water, and then they give you this, which is Esencia. So Esencia is essentially espresso to add as much to the coffee as you want. And they told us that this coffee is from Hippie Hapa. Now, the reason why we came was because we heard the pan de yuca here is so good. They made this, it's warm. Pan de yuca, so bread made out of yuca. What? I don't know if you can see this, but there's steam coming out of this. It smells so good. Oh yeah. There is nothing like getting great pan de yuca. All over Ecuador, you can find these little people selling them, like even street vendors, and it's in somewhat of like a toaster oven type thing. But this was made in a real oven to order. How much was this? 50 cents. This is 50 cents. Oh. In Ecuador, you're gonna find so many different things like wrapped in leaves and steamed and cooked, and they're all different. This is an hallaca. Now, an hallaca is a traditional coastal food. It's different from an humita because instead of using corn kernels that are cooked, this uses cooked corn flour. It's also different from a tamal because it uses a banana leaf instead of an achira leaf. Also, this corn flour is cooked in chicken stock, and then things are added to it and it's steamed again. Now, this hallaca, you can have chicken in it, you can have different kinds of meats, you can have vegetables, they can be vegetarian. They are a little bit sweet because they do add sugar to it. Now, hallacas are like the epitome of home cooking. Not a lot of restaurants do it anymore. It's very much something you would have eaten at your grandmother's place. It's a little bit of a nostalgia for Ecuadorians. It's also, it tends to be one of the more economical breakfasts that you can have, but it's very filling. This is really interesting. So you do get that sal prieta spice mix, and then also this like deep peanut flavor, but it's not like peanut butter. It just gives it like an earthy flavor. It's almost like a porridgey kind of texture, but not in a way that is like gelatinous, but also just like comforting, almost like a congee type thing. So the interesting thing about Bahia is that it's actually an estuary. So at the point, you have two different types of bodies of water. On one side where you have the bridge, it's the River Chone. The beach is not as nice, but the water is more calm and it's actually more developed. And then on the other side, you have the ocean where the beach is nicer. It's more like a typical ocean beach, but the waves are bigger and it's not as easy to swim. So you've got two options here, but the whole Malecon is really beautiful. It's a nice walk, and they also have biking paths. So here along the river beach, you can see there's quite a bit of debris, but actually we've seen workers here. They are cleaning it up, gathering it. It's brought in by the river, but they will take care of it. And this is not the weekend, so I think as the weekend comes, they prepare it even more. So here you can see they're starting to build. This is probably, it's a corner, so it was probably an area that they collapsed. A lot of people here sold their land for really cheap because it was just devastated after the earthquake. So when you come to Bahia and you walk down the Malecon, almost at the end there's this little hut jutting out onto the beach, and it's called Los Hermananchos, and that means the brothers. There are two brothers that run a ceviche shop here. They've been doing it for 50 years, and it is known to have some of the best ceviche. So you can get a small bowl for $6.50 or a large bowl for $13. And this place is open until 3 p.m. every day. So you definitely want to make it here by 3 p.m. They do a lot of traditional ceviches, but we decided to get the mixto. So the mixto has fish, shrimp, crab, the jaiba type of crab. They've got octopus in here. Of course, it comes with some chifles and some extra lime, so you can season it to how you like it. And then we have some hot sauce, and you know the controversial ketchup and mustard. It has so much in it. Also, you can see onions and some fresh herbs in there. Nice and fresh. And I think I prefer ceviche without the black conch. It tends to be overpowering. This is just nice, light, fresh. It's 3 p.m., but we were lucky enough to get the almuerzo. So set lunch, you get a drink, a soup, a main plate, and it's only $3. It's such a good deal to eat your biggest meal at lunch. And here, the starting soup was viche. So viche is a pre-Columbian soup, and it's known as the soup of the gods. And so it's also described a little bit as like a finasca soup because it has so much in it. It's the coastal finasca. It has, in this one, shrimp, and in the broth we also have sweet potatoes, squash, fava beans, corn, yuca. It's just got like a little bit of everything. It has everything in it. You can get a number of different types of viche, but this one is a shrimp, and I did spot one shrimp. All right, there's the one shrimp. Now, because we are in Manabi, it has mani in it, and mani is that peanut paste flavor. And so it has a little bit of a darker flavor and a darker color, but it should be very rich. It's all about like a rich stock, a rich base. We have a little bit of tamarind juice with that. And then as the main, this place is a parrillada. So they do a lot of grilled meats at night, lots of meat here. Also, they actually do seafood as well. But we got the chicken, rice, there's a little bit of minestra. Oh, and there's actually a really good looking salad there. I definitely want this salad.
The minestra tastes amazing.
And the minestra, okay. So he just said the minestra tastes amazing. Let me try that.
It's the best minestra I have had so far.
This is the best minestra we've had on the coast. This is really good. We've been having quite a bit of discussion over the last couple days. How does Bahia fit into all of these coastal towns that are changing and growing, and more expats are moving here, more tourists are coming, and it's very interesting because Bahia really grows on you. And one of the cities that I would compare it to is Salinas. So Salinas, when I went there, it feels large, it wants to be like Miami, it's dirty, it's dangerous. And when we come here to Bahia, it's like up and coming, lovely people surrounded by nature, the views here. And then at night on the Malecon, you can see the kids jumping into the water, families are out. It feels really lovely. And so I think right now Bahia is going through some growth spurts, some changes, trying to get over all of the aftermath of the earthquake. But it is growing. It's definitely getting more expensive. So there are, condo developers who have realized that it is beautiful here. This is a place that I think could go either way, but I do think that it will go in the right direction and it will develop into a really beautiful city. So we were lucky enough to talk to some locals on the beach, and they told us that there are more than a dozen buildings here that needed to be demolished or reconstructed. Of that, some of them, a few of them, were demolished and have been rebuilt completely. There are other ones, like the one that we were looking at with the black mesh, that is in the process of being rebuilt, fixed, and then, these are privately owned buildings, but then there are places like the school. The school was only a year old, and because of that, the person who was responsible for it did not insure it because he thought, why does it need to be insured? It's new. Bahia, there are a number of comedores that are made out of containers, and they're only open for breakfast. Very interesting. As soon as we came in, I noticed one said they had the best encebollado in Bahia. And so, of course, I had to come here. I love encebollado. I would say it's one of my favorite Ecuadorian foods tied with hornado. This one looks actually very different than the one that I had in Guayaquil, which is my favorite encebollado in all of Ecuador, but it looks different and in a good way. There's tons, so much yuca in here, so already I'm thinking this is going to be good. And then also this stock is just, it looks a little bit thicker. Lots of albacore tuna here. Encebollado is an Ecuadorian soup that is made with albacore tuna, and it's called encebollado because there's tons of red onion in it. I think there are chunks of yuca, and then also they have kind of just mashed it into the broth. It's really good. This is my favorite thing to have for breakfast on the coast. And I only eat encebollado on the coast. You can get it all over Ecuador, but really getting it on the coast is such a treat. And then to drink, I have this strawberry soda that says it's the pride of Ecuador. And so this was the biggest soda before Coca-Cola and Pepsi and all of those companies came in. And it was so good, and Ecuadorians loved it so much that actually Coca-Cola bought it out. It's strawberry flavor. So because this is a smaller bowl of soup, Andres got his own meal. He was very hungry, so he got the bandera. Bandera is it means flag. And so it has 4 different things. It always changes. In this case, it's guatita, which is tripe that's cooked in like a peanutty type sauce. He's got some fish ceviche, some shrimp ceviche, some encebollado, and then also some rice. Oh, very peanutty. The peanutty is almost like if you get if you go to a Thai place and you have like a lemongrass chicken and it comes in that peanut sauce, it's that kind. It's really good. So I didn't know the prices when we ordered. This soup is $1.75 and his giant bandera is $3.50. We had both of these things in Guayaquil and
The price was double.
yeah, the price was double. Oh. So this is the Hotel La Piedra, and I didn't think it would be very nice until we just walked by here at sunset, and it looks gorgeous. So as we were walking around the Malecon, we noticed that there was this hotel. I believe it's called La Piedra. I'll put the text below, but the sunset coming in, it was gorgeous. And so Andres was like, maybe we should just see what it is tonight out of curiosity so we could share it. It's $66 a night. Such a good deal, right on the water, beautiful views. And they said, oh, if you want to go in, take some pictures, absolutely do it. There's a bar here. And they said that you don't have to be a hotel guest. You can actually just come for sunset here. And so we got their signature drink. It's called El Faro, or the Lighthouse. It's $4.50 and it's maracuya and Kenya Manabita, which is considered by many to be the best aguardiente or unaged sugarcane alcohol in all of Ecuador. All right, here with a fantastic drink, an amazing view, good company. This is the end of our time in Bahia, but tomorrow we're heading to San Clemente. It was so windy, I was trying to hold it. I don't know if you could hear that, but I wanted to tell you. Join my Patreon community for more behind the scenes and exclusive content you won't find elsewhere. You can also find me on Instagram, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. All of these things make my day. Thank you so much for your support.